Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today is a 61 Benz episode, specifically the charging system again. I had problems with the regulator, and my original regulator was a Bosch. The problem is the back side of it was crusty, and I think the rivets that connect the resistors, they're corroded underneath, so I'd have to like drill it out, find the resistors. This unit would overcharge and sometimes not charge. It was kind of a flip a coin, see what it did. Mostly it overcharged, over voltaged. And so I took it out and I tried a generic, one of those made in USA. U.S.A. is a town in China. Yeah. Anyway, it was bad out of the box. It worked for about a month. It had a short. I did fix it. Worked for about a month, and then it burned up. And then I found the GM version, Delco Remy, I think it was. Yeah, it was a Delco Remy. It's for a Cadillac, but their charging system was only 25 amp. So that thing was tuned for 21, 22 amps. I barely see 22 amps out of it, but it works. You know, the car does go down the road and everything. So it's been permanent for 1 or 2 trips so far. But one of the viewers, Matt, thanks Matt, he sent me a regulator out of a 65. I thought they had an alternator, but apparently they still had a generator. So, but that's what it looks like. It's much newer on the underside. You can see it. It has roughly the same pattern of components. They made some improvements. They use ceramic resistors on it versus the old just air wound in a can. I'm gonna pop it open. I saw something in the picture looked like it had an arc on one of the prongs, so I'm gonna check it real quick. No, it's not an arc, it's just a crimp. It's on this end unit. Look like that's the heat crimp. But it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. I want to pop the can off of the old one. So here you see they're somewhat similar. Different material on here. Looks pretty good. Can't tell on the disconnect contacts, but I'm going to leave it as is. Not going to mess with it. I'm going to put the cover back on. And actually, I can leave the cover off. I'll leave the cover off, but I'm going to put it on and I'm going to run it. The terminals are marked slightly different. I got a B+, that's DF for the field, DF for the field. This one's going to be the stator. I can't quite read it. I need my glasses. Getting old. It's a 76 one. I see the 76 on there, and that one's a 76. I think that's the one. This one is just newer. So I'm going to pull out the GM unit, and I'm going to pull out that GM unit real quick, and we'll give it a whirl. I have voltmeter and an ammeter so I can measure voltage and everything. It's unfortunate I had the battery on a trickle charger, so the battery's full, but I'm sure I'll find a way to load it down. I can't drive the car to road test it. I am still waiting on brake shoes. Sent them out for relining. I have some old ones stuffed in there, but there's another video coming out on that. I'm just waiting for the brakes to get back. So the car's been down for about 3 weeks. Haven't drove it, but I can start it and check the charging system just out of curiosity what this does. Anyway, let me get going. By the way, if you're paying attention, yes, the terminals are in the wrong places on the Cadillac unit. So the Cadillac has the battery on the left, armature and field, which is different. So this one is field, armature, armature, battery, and battery. So they're crisscrossed on the Cadillac unit. But anyway, I'm gonna put this other one in. And yes, the car battery is disconnected. All right, the unit is connected. I got a voltmeter over there. Unfortunately, it's reading 13 volts because the battery was on a trickle charger. I got an ammeter. I'm gonna zero it. It looks good. If I push this relay, that should short the armature. And there it was. So it's connected. That disconnects when your car stops, so you don't drain the battery. I want to get this fired up, but it's cold. It hasn't ran in who knows how long, a couple weeks. So get my fan going, because this will smoke me out. Gonna get some choke going, or enricher valve. Get that set. Rotation. Okay, come on, you can do it. Oh, gotta prime it. Prime the fuel. Prime some more. It's dry. So it says it's charging 9 amps. I don't know into what, but voltage goes to 13.65, but let me load down the thing, turn on my lights and fan. Damn, this thing's perfect. Look at that. Matt, it fixed it. Yeah, it even disconnects when the idle falls too low. It's pretty good. See if I got an alternator light that works. Turn off the enricher valve. See if I can get it to light up the alternator light. Yeah, it's starting to glow. It's starting to glow. My voltmeter gauge is just a reference. We got 12 amps going into the battery, or not the battery, but whatever load I got, right? We're at 12.3. Let me kill some of this load and see if I can get the voltage up. The analog gauge is a half a volt too low. I got 12.6 on the digital one. See what, and those are low altogether. But I'm at 13.5. I'm running the inside gauges off of the accessory on the ignition switch, and I got a little bit of a voltage loss, but got 12 amps going to the battery. 13.7 volts. Do a high voltage check. Yep, 13.7 is the high. 13.7 is the high of, that's as high as the voltage goes, which is perfect. So I'm pretty stoked, and I'm getting 31 amps out of the system, which is pretty awesome. I am excited. All right, go outside and get some oxygen. But anyway, thanks Matt for sending me the spare unit, the one that came out of your 65, your car there. Greatly appreciate it. I owe you. But anyway, you saw it. I'm excited. Charging's all fixed. I want to keep that one in there. I'm going to put the cover on it. And I'm going to keep that Cadillac one in the trunk as a spare, because I do venture out into the desert. You know all about that. But yeah, I might even clean up some of these wires. Obviously, I had to rewire a lot of stuff. Not the stuff coming out of the fuse block on this car. Like the headlights and things were fine, but the heavy wire that fed the bigger things, like the fuse block itself, a lot of that had this crazy, like a cloth type something on it, insulator, and it all flaked off. So all I had was bare wires running through the dash. So I had to cut all that out, and I just ran new wire. I did not do obviously didn't do a pretty job on that one, but it's functional. The car will go down the road, but I'm pretty stoked. Hey, thanks, man. And once again, thanks for watching, and until next time.